Hello, everybody. We are going to be having some panel readings. Anybody wants to write in, you can write your questions in the comments for our panels. We are the Third Eye Unplugged.
We are indeed.
Rob's doing the soundboard. He's a little off camera right now, so
I'm here.
He's here, but I'm going to be saying any of the questions out loud for people to hear so we can answer. I'm Christopher Maidos. I am an astrologer here at Earth Spirit New Age Center. I am joined tonight by Erica Robinson, who is a Lenormand. We don't call Lenormand tarot. Is that the tarot? Is it?
It's not the tarot.
Yes, Lenormand oracle.
It's Lenormand or Lenormand, and they are a divination tool. You could call them an oracle.
Yep. Okay. And she is a master of that particular oracle. And also Trish Josephs will be here tonight, and she is psychic, and she uses the regular old Rider-Waite deck, the best deck out there. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to kind of join in here, do we have any questions anybody wants to talk about? Anything today, this week, anything going on you want to talk about?
Trying to say something.
No. I'm just delighted by all the people who came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Because parents and children should not be separated.
No.
And I hope it makes a difference.
I went down, I didn't do the march. There was one here in town. And I didn't do it because we had some things we had to do first thing. And it started right at 10 o'clock. So I said to Rob, I was like, oh my God, that's why Wendy was out like right at, and I was like, oh God. So I went down to the park, and I was down there for a few minutes, and it was hot.
Right.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people down there. It was a good show, and I think that it worked out really well. It's a very weird kind of astrology that's going on right now. I don't know if you saw last night, the moon is very close to Mars, is hanging real low and right in the sky, like right around midnight. Look outside, you can see it.
Oh no, I'll do that tonight. Tonight too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'll be out there for a while. Mars is about 9 or 10 degrees Aquarius right now, so it'll be turning retrograde real soon. Yeah. So its energy in Aquarius retrograde is not pleasant. Mars in Aquarius is rebellious anyway. So when you throw it in Aquarius, sometimes there's a little bit of rebelliousness or rebellious mistake. It's going to be moving back in a square with Uranus in the heavens and Taurus. So I think we can expect this to be kind of a summer of unrest, and I don't know how much good's going to come out of that, because when you mix those two energies up, very often you get, you got Taurus, which is a real stable, kind of solid energy looking for practical reality. People want a return to the 50s on one side.
Yeah.
And you have the Aquarian energy, which is people who are progressive, and those energies, they've been in conflict anyway, but they're going to be especially in conflict for the next couple of months. It's kind of intense.
Well, that's that. Energy. Okay, so that's that conflict. What about the fact that things are heating up in terms of the legal situation that he who shall not be named is facing?
Well,
for the summer, do you see anything
astrology-wise?
Yeah, astrology-wise.
You know what? I don't think I'm the best astrologer for this, because I have been looking at. First of all, I didn't even think he was going to win based on the astrology, and technically from a technical point of view, he didn't.
That's right.
But so, like everything else, he tends to defy traditional astrology as well. Like the things, he survived Saturn opposed his sun. That's what brought Nixon down in Watergate. That's past. That's not coming back for another 30 years.
Oh.
So the transit that all astrologers were like, oh, this is going to absolutely, didn't work. It didn't work. So, it's,
isn't that interesting?
yeah, I can't really say that I can predict with any honesty what's going to be going on. I think, it does feel like there's enough energy going on right now to motivate people to the voting booths.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The one
that would
sure
be,
thing we know
Yeah,
is that people have the power to vote.
yes, yeah,
So,
yeah.
vote.
And that would be, it's just, I don't want a repeat of what happened 2 years ago, in that people are just looking for something different and something unusual and strange. I want people to vote with reason. I don't understand what it is they're doing. I still think that a lot of people don't understand the political system. I've had conversations with people in the last couple of weeks where they still just don't really understand. Okay, I'm getting messages here from the third eye unplugged here. You know what? Here, let me take a look at it on the. Okay, no, that is that is not that. Okay. Does anybody have any questions they can write in? If you have any questions for the panel, it's me with my astrology, and also the two ladies will be using their psychic gifts. Okay. Well, I got two people who have joined.
Hi, two people.
So if anybody has any questions, they can write it in, and we'll definitely answer any questions. Just write them in the comments. They don't have to be super personal or intense. And we'll certainly not give your names out. But if you have any questions, write them in for us, and we'll answer them for you. So, okay.
Should they put in birth date?
Yeah, if they
just
want.
sign?
Well, I know both of their charts.
Just in general.
But yeah, in general, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you have any questions for astrology, just put in your birth date. I'm not going to pull up your full astrology chart with the rising, but I can certainly look at the sun sign and moon sign. So yeah, we've got some really interesting astrology going on right now.
That's real interesting that what everyone expects, and then it's just not there. And maybe it's like underneath, and maybe it'll come out later.
Well, I think that we're in a really unprecedented situation right now. And that we haven't dealt with this before. I mean, I think that probably the nearest comparison would be what went on with. Okay.
1939 Germany, perhaps.
Well, actually, I was gonna say McCarthy in the 50s. It's a little bit closer, because if you think about it, he won about 2 or 3 years completely unchecked because everyone was terrified of him. Even Eisenhower was. And then
there was a woman, Margaret Chase Smith, senator, who was the one who said, "Excuse me, this guy is no good."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then everyone found their
voice.
People had a little bit more.
we call it.
People had a little bit of a
Then
different
found their
view.
voice.
Okay, Wendy has a general question.
All right.
Is it going to be hellishly hot all summer? Yes.
Yes.
Get a new air conditioner. Yes, absolutely, it is going. I mean, what do you ladies?
Yes. I don't even think I need the cards, but
Okay. Well,
we can look. We can look. Is it going to be hellishly hot?
I think it's going to be very hot for July, and I don't know. I think we might have a little break in August, even though it's usually hot in August and the other way around. But I'm getting, at least for this segment today, it's going to get a little bit cooler for the rest of the week, according to the weather report I saw. Yeah, it's not. I think it's going to go up and down. How's that for a concrete question to answer?
I agree up and down. I don't think you can, because there's our Fox there. And I think the weather's going to keep us guessing. We'll have some real heat, and then all of a sudden we'll plunge and we'll think, oh, good, fall.
Yes,
and then we'll get
nothing.
really hot.
Okay, I
So much for the weather report.
yeah. Third eye unplugged weather report.
Did that help, Ms. Wendy?
Up and down. A little bit of that, a little bit of this.
Wendy's not here. We had tried to make some room for my mother. She was going to be at the broadcast tonight, and she couldn't make it last minute, and so Wendy had other plans. So she would ordinarily be here, and she'll be here for the next one. But that's why Wendy is writing in and not here. My mother came down with I don't know what, some sort of stomach thing going on, so she'll be fine. She'll be fine, but she couldn't make it tonight. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? How about you, Caitlin Creed? Are you still watching? Because I see you're there. Kate and I go way back. Probably over 30 years, almost 35 years at this point, actually. And, okay, well, any other weird or unusual goings on this week?
Well, you were talking about the astrology, and I just thought it was interesting because I've read 3 days in a row here, and I've been getting a lot of people pulling the same cards, and I just think it's interesting after a while, after you do a series of people, and you're going, gosh, everyone pulled, actually it turned out to be the last 3 days, a lot of people were pulling the Devil card, and a lot of people were pulling the Four of Swords. And to me, depending on the circumstance, but the Four of Swords is rest or recuperation, sometimes after, a surgery, or it just means it's time to keep out things, and keep out energies and just meditate and reflect. And then the Devil card sometimes is, Saturn, responsibility. But it also can be something not pleasant, a person not pleasant in the environment, causing one to hide or retreat. That's how I'm like, I wonder if that's speaking of the political system or just what.
Right, people are worn out.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to look at the news. I need to just be in my retreat room.
Well, you do need to settle away from it, regardless of where you are on the political spectrum. I think it's just taking time away from it's always the best bet.
Yeah. So I do think it just, even if it's in the background, all the news and disruption, and I think it weighs on people.
I've been reading a lot of water sign people. I've noticed a lot more of them coming in. And I think a lot of that is because so many of the water sign people, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, they're all so affected by negativity in their environment that they don't know how to get rid of it. They don't know how to clear it. And a lot of them are in a state of distress, which they shouldn't be. I mean, right now we've got all this great astrology going on for water sign people, but they just, and there are great things going on in their lives. It just feels like there's a lot of other stuff happening that's, I don't know.
Ways.
Yeah.
It's
okay, Wendy has another question.
All right, Wendy.
Silly question, but Chris, I would like to know if you can use astrology to predict weather patterns. Well, maybe I would say that again, like Trump, the weather is just unpredictable at this point. It's hard, it's a very difficult thing. My mother years ago was going up to this New Age conference up in New York State, and she had a difficult or uncomfortable feeling about it because she had a bunch of vet transits going on, and she was like, well, should I go or not? And she was having a very difficult aspect to all of her planets, or Saturn, which is on the water sign. And I said, well, go, just don't travel over water, as long as you're not traveling over water. And by that I meant in a boat or even in a plane over the ocean, you should be fine. So she went, and it was like that horrible winter. I guess it was like 93, 94. We had it was just a solid sheet of ice for like 2 months. And she went up and she got snowed in, and she was literally driving across like 3 or 4 inches of ice. So, I mean, we can tell the direction it's going to be in, but we're not always really good. I'm sure there are some astrologers out there who can do that.
Sure.
But I can tell you at least what the precipitation will be, just not look formidably. But it's going to be hot. That would be my guess. So
global warming and all.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's summer.
That's true.
But okay, so here's something.
Actually, I got another question.
Okay.
I got a question. Caitlin Creed. Currently, what sun sign would be best fit for a more progressive Supreme Court? Well, I would imagine probably maybe a fire sign, because they tend to be a little bit more direct and straightforward. Maybe something like Aries or Leo or Sagittarius, they tend to be a little bit more straight to the point. I think a lot of air signs get wrapped up in ideology, which is in essence a good thing for law and legal situations. But I think that the biggest problem there is that a lot of times they can get caught up in the rule of law and not always the humanitarian application of it.
So that's what we should count on then, I guess, getting an air sign instead of the fire sign.
I think what we should count on is getting somebody who's been spending a lot of time licking Trump's shoes,
Right.
or somebody who the establishment really wants. But I think fire signs tend to be good. I mean, obviously, Caitlin, like your sign, a Taurus would be good because they tend to be very stable and secure and come from a place of wisdom. But I'm not sure that we're going to get that.
Okay. Sorry.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Even though I'm not doing the astrology, I just decided to pull cards on what kind of person we need to fill the Supreme Court. And I did get, we need someone that will rise above it and allow healing, because I'm definitely getting the Star card, which is all about healing. And someone that will go with the flow. So this will be a traumatic change, and I don't know if we're going to get that type of person, but it's someone that puts the U.S. and law ahead of himself
Right.
or herself.
How does one rise above while simultaneously going with the flow?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. I guess we need a miracle.
Okay. Cassia Banks. Will I survive this hellishly hot summer? And
Yes.
what do you do to get rid of negativity? And what's a good way to get a higher love vibration? Well, to get rid of negativity, I mean, sometimes the best if you're close to the ocean, which we all are.
Mm.
I know it's disgusting, but go in the ocean. The ocean is it's salt
Cleansing,
water. It's
yeah.
cleansing. It is the ocean god is taking away all the negative energies. If you can't do that, take a nice hot bath with some Epsom salts. I know it's terrible in this weather, but a little bit of salt in the bath. If not, a nice bath with some white carnation flowers is always a nice thing. Sage, everything. What else, ladies? What do you?
I get be out in nature.
Oh, sure.
I get also to turn to literature, which is uplifting as opposed to the news.
Mm.
And also I have the water as well. It's being very cleansing.
Yes, I am getting moving away from pain and sorrow over water. So water seems to be a theme for this
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
And also I am getting for her to actually hold herself, her heart, as if she would hold a child and love herself.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good advice.
Yes, for us all. But
Yeah.
it just feels strong.
Yes. For some love vibrations, if you're looking for an unconditional love energy, a pink candle is always a lovely thing to do. A rose quartz. Rose quartz brings in hopefully unconditional love, people that are looking for you for who you really are, not for what they're sort of after on the more material plane. Rhodochrosite's a great stone to carry too. Rhodonite, any of the pink stones. But pink candles, rose oil. Always having roses around is always a really nice thing. Intention is always a great thing too. Anybody else have any ideas about raising
So
love vibration?
I pulled 5 cards for that, and I have the bouquet, the sun, the heart, which is a significator I pulled, the ring, and then rider. And I think obviously the vibration piece is big because the bouquet is a gift. And think of yourself as a gift to whoever you want to have come in.
There's a Leo approach.
Yeah, that's Leo in the house. And to stay committed to that with the ring there. That message with Rider, that's the message that you will communicate. That's the vibe you'll send out. And obviously what we send out is what comes back to us.
Mhm.
And yeah, any past connections that you no longer want in your life, make sure they're completed and out. So I guess it's part of the clearing process. Because if you carry the old pain with you into the future, you're just going to attract more of that. So you definitely want that clearing and that cleansing. And I pulled a few cards, and it looks like opportunities will arise, but I think you want to take some time for yourself. There's a lot of self care and self-love energy around you. So.
Okay.
So what can Mars retrograde, would that have anything to do with how you communicate, whether that's more Mercury?
Mercury is going retrograde at the end of the month.
Right, so,
But Mercury's in Leo right now, so communication is very dramatic.
right, but if it's retrograde,
Yeah.
you watch one's words so that it's not quite so dramatic.
What with Mercury is, yeah, Mars in retrograde isn't going to have so much to do with communication. The communication, I think, has a lot more to do with anger and attention.
Mhm.
We got another question. Okay. Trinity Mason, what do the cards say about dealing with difficult people? Well,
Don't.
you know what? Is there a specific difficult person that you wanted us to pull cards on? And if so, just say yes, or, say it's what that person might be in relation if you want to. But say if it's, we can certainly give you advice on difficult people, but if it's a specific difficult person, we can pull some cards on that.
I would need that. I would need to
Mhm.
know whether we're talking about a romantic situation or parental situation or friend situation.
No, I seem to think it's a work situation,
Oh, okay.
but I'll let her.
Let's see. Generally dealing with negative people, there's a couple different routes you can do with that. Hi, Sally. There's definitely a couple of routes you can take with that. There's the invisibility cloak method from Harry Potter, which is you take yourself out of the mix. And she said a few. Okay, so there's a few. Okay, as Trinity said, there's a few difficult people she's dealing with. Are any of these relationship oriented? Let's focus on that, like romantic relationship oriented. But as far as like, you can do like carry dark stones, like tourmaline's the best one. Burning black candles will absorb negativity from your environment. You can try to disengage as much from those people on a regular basis. I know that makes common sense, but really see yourself severing connections. Sometimes when people are messing with us, they're drawing energy from us. You just see yourself cutting and severing that energy. There's also another method, which is sort of the kill them with kindness Leo approach, which is you carry a stone like citrine or amber or something very bright, and it pushes negative energies out of the way. In other words, basically, you're not hiding, you're out there, and you're sending so much positive out that it kind of pushes them away. That's more on a metaphysical, but let's see what the girls have to say with the tarot.
Okay, so as you were talking, Chris, I was looking at the cards I was pulling, and I did get a variety of people in her life that's causing stress. And so I'm like, oh, she should use more than one technique with these. So I don't know if there's a family, parents, children issue, but there's like a no-win on that one. It's like you're gonna have to hold your opinion to yourself for a while and just let things work its way out.
Yeah.
Then I have another circumstance with someone that's younger than you, and it's like, yes, you can have a heart-to-heart talk, say, look, this is how I'm feeling, this is what, just to be honest. It's kind of just get it out there in the open. And it looks like maybe that third situation, maybe it's a work situation, it looks like that you might just be changing things, leaving, or changing your job, and that's how you deal with that one.
So I hesitate to say this because it's such a cliche. However, it does show up, and it does work, which is to write letters to these people, individual letters, saying every single thing that you need to say, and then tear them up or burn them. That's the top line there that's coming out for me. I do see the work situation also as being very emotionally draining, and that's something that you're giving a little bit more energy to than you need to.
She's letting us know that one said that it's helpful, and she also said yes when Trish was talking.
Okay.
So,
Oh, good. Oh, that was helpful.
okay. Ling wants to know, am I at real estate business? Do I have a new contract?
Oh, that's.
I just want to also say that Trinity Mason also said, great idea.
Oh, okay, good.
Thanks, Trinity.
All right. Selling and a contract, a new contract.
That whole Mars energy that I was talking about is good for Gemini people. We just had the moon conjunct Mars in in Aquarius last night. So there is good energy around you for a Gemini. An Aquarius energy is what we call a ninth house aspect. That has a little bit more to do with inspiration and travel and things of that nature. But it certainly could, be a good time for you, Selwyn, from an astrological perspective right now. We'll see what the girls have to say.
So I see yes. I do see someone making this decision. We've got the bear, the key, the garden, the ring, which is the contract, and then the whip. So the whip is, in this case, guys, control yourselves.
Girl.
The whip here is hard work and being ready to sort of, jump off the mark and get going as soon as that thing comes in, because I do see it coming in.
Okay, so I agree with Erica. I'm getting a card that's showing that the deal is complete, and then now you can walk away from it. And it looks like everything is neat and tidy, and I see you moving forward confidently. Now, it is interesting. I don't think it has anything to do, or maybe it does, on the sale. But I have two younger people and a mom. So I don't know if this is you or if this is the people that are moving, but there just seems to be, I don't know, somehow involved. So I'll just let that go.
I actually have a mother energy
Oh.
as well, an older woman
Okay.
energy
All
as
right.
being a key to this contract.
All right. Yes, it's involved somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. But it looks very, I see you moving ahead in your life confidently going, good. Okay. So congratulations.
Okay. Well, we don't have any more questions at the moment. Just give me 1 second. Here. I'm telling Adrian to log on and bother us.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I have a question.
yeah.
okay.
Is this the year I get a new pet?
Ooh.
Oh,
I don't care what kind of pet it is. Is this the year I get a dog, a cat, a fish, a rock?
Oh. Well, pet
I have enough pet rocks. Never mind. I don't want
Yeah,
that.
you have tons of pet rocks.
I am not going to answer that one because I'm the main reason that we don't have one.
Yes. Okay.
I think that it is, but I feel like the kind of pet that you get is not so low maintenance as a rock, but I do think it's less low maintenance than a dog. Maybe a fish. I don't know. I'm just saying
No,
fish.
no, we don't do fish.
But a cat maybe. Something I see that is what's the word? Indolent. Indolent, that's the word. Relaxed. Chill.
All right. I'll take that.
Yeah. What do you say?
It's time for a chill pet.
Okay. So, what about a baby hedgehog?
Oh my God.
A baby hedgehog. I was telling them about cute animal videos I was
Are
watching.
hedgehogs chill?
I don't know, but I am seeing a celebration and
I'm sorry, Adrian's just making
being able to walk, getting excited. It's like, okay, now I get to go choose my pet. And it feels like it's around September. And maybe you're not going to get something in September, but maybe you're like, okay, now we agree. This is, after doing research, this is what I'm going to be looking for.
All right.
And I don't know exactly what pet it is or animal because it hasn't been revealed yet. So you're going to take the next, half a year, 4 months to decide what kind of pet. And you're like, no, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
you are
when
going to
you know,
do this.
you'll know.
And
Alright.
one of the pets you are going to consider is a rat
Oh, God.
or a gerbil.
Oh, God, does that mean we're gonna have an infestation?
I
in the
never
house?
thought about that. You may be picking up on Rin.
Oh, well, no, I know she has rats, and
She's
she's
got
showing me all
rats.
the pictures, and they do look adorable, and she has them in a
They
cage.
make good pets. I do.
And they're very smart.
Yes, they are.
So you're going to start researching what pet, if you could, and I think by September or by the fall, you'll be like, all right, this is doable.
I think hermit crab all the way.
Well,
There we
Oh,
go.
we have a hermit crab named Bob. He was quite low maintenance.
Low maintenance.
oh,
There
I
you
had a turtle. Maybe
Okay,
two turtles.
first of all, Wendy is celebrating that we're talking about getting a
go. Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, so yeah, cat would be great.
Sal Lane did say thanks.
Oh, okay.
So,
Welcome,
love
Sally.
you, Sally. Okay, Alexander wants to know, hello, all. I'm in the process of starting a new chapter in my life, and I was wondering if that life should be in New Jersey or somewhere else. Is it time for a move? You know, right now, I think we talked about this last time. We talked, Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus is a planet that brings shocking change, brings the different and the unusual. That's making aspect to Taurus people right now. So on one side, that is saying yes. But Saturn's in Capricorn right now, which is about conservatism and not making big changes. So if something arises in another place that is stable, that you know is a real thing, go with it. But if you're just getting a wild hair and just saying you're going to get in the car and drive, no. I would make the effort and go someplace far away if it was something that was a sure thing. He's a Taurus. Well, the ladies.
All right. Well, the first card, when Chris was reading your question, the first card I pulled was Tower, which is, okay, time for big change, time for big change. And this is definitely a healing time for you, and you feel like getting away or making that big change will finish the healing. Maybe not. Because your guides are suggesting that you just stick to what you need to know right now and just do it step by step, not do any large plans quite yet, because as the summer progresses, you're going to get more and more ideas, and I think you're going to see an avenue that doesn't present itself right now. So I don't think there is an answer directly right now, better in New Jersey or better outside New Jersey, but I do think you are going to be headed far afield.
Yeah, I have a sort of a split the baby answer as well on this. So
Oh,
for staying in New Jersey, I have Spirit, I have Souk, which is like a marketplace, and Woman, and then for going somewhere else now, I have the Fox, the Ring, and the Man. I think you would be much better off to stay here now. That's what you're meant to do. But part of that, the reason for that is that, as Trish said, I think you want to really be smart about what possible options there could be for you elsewhere, because those options do exist, but you don't know them yet, and you want to take the time to do this the right way. So I think you'll be fine for the time being staying here, but you won't be here forever.
Very good.
Okay, Alexander, I hope that's good. Okay, Sal Ling has another question. My son wants a dog. Do you think he will get a dog when we move? Do you think he will get his dog when we move? I'll let the psychic handle that one.
Well, you know, part of me wants to, I'm such a stickler for the way people ask questions. I mean, I don't know about tarot, but certainly for Lenormand, the way you ask a question is critical. So part of me wants to say, well, you know, if he wants to get a dog, he'll get a dog. But that's based on the way the question is asked. So I think I would ask it differently, which is, would it be a good thing to get a dog after the move? So that's what I'm going to look at.
okay. So it is interesting that you talked about the way the question is phrased, because I was getting new and exciting, moving, something new, yay, but then to the dog question, no. Oh, I'm so disappointed. And it's because it's never the right time, never the right time. But I agree with you, Erica. It's just like, okay, so that might be the energy of the environment, the people around. But to make a decision, do you want to do this? If you do, you will do it. And anyway,
Right.
yes.
Right. So I think I have Anchor in the House of Fish, and I have Book in the House of Rider, and I have Letter in the House of Sight. I think this is more of an emotional decision or emotional what if than it is any sort of concrete plan to get a dog. But so again, like we both said, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he should do.
But I think this person that we're talking about is very sensitive
Yeah.
to the environment, to people's opinions, and so I think that's what causes the delay in making. the
Well, she's
decision.
saying, I'm not sure if it's the right time.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Not yet.
Okay.
Also, Alexander wanted us to know, thank you for the insight, and he's enjoying the show so far.
Oh, good.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Alexander.
Alexander.
So, Rob,
Yes.
a bird.
A bird.
That's what I see around you.
Really?
A little two. You have, so they have
Birds are messy.
Every animal's messy.
messy.
I suppose.
Anyway,
little cat running through the store.
yes, I do. Well, no, the
That's
store.
right, a cat.
But yeah, definitely. Everyone would love to come up and pet it.
Except for Chris.
Yes.
You know what? It's just, I don't like cats.
Aw.
I mean, it's not, I like them. It's
Yes.
just,
You haven't met the
You know-
right one.
I'm
That's
a
right.
Virgo. I have this thing with cat fur. I just can't do it.
Wendy's a Virgo. She's good too.
Every dog, that's Adrian. Every dog I ever had was always a hairless. Well, the ones that didn't, not hairless, but
They didn't have fur.
they didn't have the fur
They had hair.
that you get all over your clothes.
Right.
And cats, it's like, oh my God, it's just.
But there are hairless cats. They're quite ugly,
Oh,
but they
shoot.
exist.
Yeah, they kind of look like old scrotums.
Yes.
But there's that. Well, then you gotta get a sweater. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
But no, I don't want. I don't. It's just.
Yeah,
and then there's. I
you're
won't have
entitled
a
to that.
litter box in the house. I just moved. That's where the Virgo comes out. I can't have poop in my house. I can't just no. And it's just. I want something to be happy when I come home. I don't want to be like
No
a
dog?
cat.
No dog? They're always happy to see
I
you.
know, but we're here so much. We have to have it in the store. And
Right.
a puppy in the store isn't going to be a good thing. It'll be like, oh, we'll do rugs. Okay.
All right.
We got everybody. We got. Okay, so Salling says thanks again. And Wendy is letting me know that cats are clean.
They are. They clean themselves. And
I
they
know that there's dirt.
Mm-mm.
All right. then.
Thanks for holding to the debate, guys.
I don't know what it is with me with cats. It's just ugh. No.
All right, that's fine. So you didn't have
But
an
I'm not going to have any.
Egyptian
I'm not going to have
lifestyle.
any rodents. But what made me nervous about that is we had a couple mice last year. It's a very old house, and it's
Cat
like
would've found them.
all you have to go and look for ways things can get in. And we had a couple of mice last year, and I thought I got everything covered up, but
Cat would take
Cat
care
will
of it.
take care of that.
Cat would take care of it. Takes
And
care of
then
it.
bring you as the proof as a gift.
That's it.
Right on your pillow.
Oh, yeah.
maybe we'll get a store cat. Maybe we'll get a store cat.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. No.
That you can bring home every once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. Wendy is now saying, Chris, my babies are thrilled when I get home.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sure your cats are lovely, but no.
All right. Bird, turtle, rat, hedgehog,
No hedgehog. No hedgehog.
a ferret.
Okay, if anyone else has any
Oh,
questions,
ferret.
please feel free to write them in. We got 7 people watching right now, so I'm sure some of you have some questions.
So we're gonna have a hot summer now.
Oh my God.
I'm like joking. I will ask a question. So how will we look in the stock market for the rest of the summer?
You're obsessed with the stock market.
No, it's a good question. Everyone is
Oh.
shows upon shows upon shows.
Well, if we keep inflicting tariffs on all of our neighbors.
Exactly. I don't even want to look at that question.
All
I
right,
know,
I
right?
do.
Yeah, me and Erica have definite opinions.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, I mean it's honestly
Okay.
for the astrology of it, it's not. It's a very weird thing because the United States has a Cancer sun sign,
Huh.
and we have a Sagittarius rising, and we've got an Aquarius moon. So right now, I mean that's why we're having so much unrest because of this Mars moving back and forth over the moon. But the stock market tends to be, this is why the United States has had a very volatile sort of an economic history, because you would look at, I mean, there's a couple of things you look at in the chart, the second house, but I think the state of basic finances has a lot to do with the moon. And when it's Aquarius, there's always this changeable energy. So with Uranus and Taurus, there's going to be a lot of instability in the financial forecast for the next 7 years. I mean, right now Jupiter's in Scorpio. It's supposed to be a good time, astrologically speaking, but it's just it's being weird. Okay, Trinity Mason. Yes, follow up. I have an unresolved relationship, and I wonder if I should let it go or reach out. This was a good relationship to a specific person.
Male or female? I mean, is it romantic? I don't care if it's male.
Is it romantic? I'm assuming it's romantic. I'll give it a second. See what she's.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it looked like, because I pulled cards on the stock market question again,
Mhm.
and it looked like hold on to everything really tight, and that there is going to, believe it or not, some sort of good decisions that are going to be made that will bring healing back to the stock.
Is this for the United States?
Yes,
Hmm,
the stock market,
okay.
not the U.S.
Like I see,
Mhm.
me and Eric are
Okay.
like mine
Yeah,
tonight.
no.
What?
All right. I'm
Male, and I'm assuming it's a relationship.
Yes,
This is Trinity. This is
so,
for
okay.
Trinity.
Here's
Kasha, we'll get to you in a second.
here's what I see for that. I got the snake, the mountain, the heart, the clouds, and then lilies. So I see why you would ask this question, because this looks like it was difficult between you.
She's saying it never became romantic this time.
And there's a mountain there. But clouds and lilies is interesting. I don't necessarily see it becoming romantic this time. What I see is peace between you, a mature relationship, a friendship, something that is not so hot, heavy, and frantic that it feels like it needs to hurry up and move to any kind of next level. It seems more mature based on what came before and not wanting to repeat any sort of negative patterns between the two of you.
Okay, that makes sense as I look at my cards. And again, I'm getting healing energy, and to let the past be the past and to march forward for yourself in the future. And every time I hear or feel your energy, I really, Spirit is just showing me, touching your heart, just letting that healing and self-love come in there. There's, yes, you can change that relationship and maybe bring it closer, but it will be difficult. It will be difficult because I don't think both parties are in accord. So this is a matter of letting go and just knowing that love is the strongest force in the universe and taking the high road.
Okay.
So Anna's letting go. She should let go.
If that's what the high road is. If she needs to go back and help and or do something, I don't know the circumstances, but it's like if everything was perfect, what would you do?
You know, I drew 3 clarifiers on the lilies just to see what that was about. And I got the sun, and I got incense, and I got the bear. So I agree with you that, you know, just because someone feels like maybe a soulmate or someone you're destined to be with, there's no reason to think that that means forever. I learn the lessons of the relationship, get some clarity on that, and you'll be the stronger for it, I think, and the healthier for it.
Okay, Trinity wrote, true, we are both living our lives.
Right.
Okay. Okay, Trinity, thank you. Okay, Kasha Banks wants to know, I feel like I have unfinished business with someone from the past in regards to possible romantic relationship. Will we meet again or not?
Mm. Okay.
What sign are you, Kasha?
I don't think that you will meet again. That's what I'm getting. I think that there definitely was a karmic connection between the two of you, that the business that you had with each other has been transacted to the degree that it can be in this incarnation, and that you should learn the lessons of that and move on.
Okay, I agree with Erica. And as she's talking, I was gaining insight into what I was looking at, and I'm getting the man is looking in the past. So it's, yes, what we had is in the past. To resurrect it and to go forward, it looks like it would require a lot of work and time, and I don't know if that's something we want to do, put into the relationship. I know it feels like if you let it go and be done, it will hurt, but in the long run, closing this and opening up to something new allows not only the possibility of someone new coming in, but letting this relationship fold and then start anew if it's meant to be.
Okay, Kasha's letting me know that she is an Aquarius with a Cancer rising, and that's an interesting combination. Aquarius is a sign that needs a relationship like a fish needs a bicycle. They're just not a relationship-oriented sign. But yet your rising is a sign that requires great contact with people on an emotional level. So there's always kind of this little struggle inside that goes on. Right now, I would say that your best qualities are out there for everyone to see. There's some really remarkable astrology going on with Neptune trine your ascendant, Jupiter trine your ascendant, the sun moving over your ascendant. Your best traits are out there for everyone to see, and there's going to be some very positive energies for you the next couple months where you're connecting with others, where your social circle is expanding. And I think that right now with this Mars energy with Aquarius, if people are causing you trouble, this basic astrological energy is about getting rid of things that don't work in your life. It's about clearing away and opening up to the new. And there's going to be some new. Okay, that's what I would say from an astrology basis. Okay, thank you, Kasha. Okay, so as we're waiting for some more questions.
Little kitten would be cute.
Okay, we got something else. Okay, Andrew Vivo, what's your favorite card deck to work with and why? Mine is the Aleister Crowley deck for so many reasons. It is beautiful. It's a surrealistic masterpiece, and it's one of the few decks that just really speak to you in volumes. It is not for the faint of heart. It is for people who want to follow a spiritual path, because once you start using the Crowley deck, your whole life, everything hits the fan and everything starts to get sped up on a spiritual practice. But it's a wonderful deck and I love it. What do the rest of you like?
I use the classic Rider-Waite deck. It's the first deck I ever learned on, and it feels comfortable to use. But I have to say my favorite deck, which I use just for personal use and for friends and family, is the Mother Peace deck. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck.
It is.
And it has, again, like you were saying for the Crowley deck, the Mother Peace deck transcends just the mundane, and it's all about spiritual.
But it's so much more complicated. The cards are round.
Oh,
so
yes.
it's not just up and down.
No,
it's like there's half, yeah.
Yes, leaning toward the future, leaning toward the past.
Okay, whoever is messaging me, stop. Please.
Yeah, it's the Mother Peace deck is a beautiful.
My favorite representation of the Ten of Swords is in the crowd.
Oh, it
Motherpiece
is a
deck.
wonderful, it's,
Because
yes,
everything else is somebody face down with swords in their back.
yes, and she's up in the air.
They're all the enemy's attacking. There's nowhere to go, so they're jumping off the cliff in the water. They're
Yes.
saving themselves and saying,
Yes.
"Screw it, we're not going to hang on to." Okay, please, Adrian, honey, stop. So that's me. Just give it
So
one
Yes.
second.
can I talk about my favorite decks?
Yes.
Absolutely. Let me just tell Adrian to shut
So
up.
okay. So I of course don't read the tarot. I read Lenormand, and I have two favorite decks. One is the first that I learned with, which is Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Reverie Lenormand. It's beautiful, evocative, romantic. It's a beautiful deck. And then the one I'm using right now, I also adore, and it is the Rana George Lenormand. And what I like about that particular Lenormand, it's got a border on it that when you lay the cards out and you put them together, it just pulls you right into the story. And Lenormand, of course, is a story as opposed to pictures. I mean, it is pictures, but it's really it's a story told with words. And she's also got 4 extra cards. Normally, Lenormand is a 36 card deck. This deck has an extra 40 cards that are perfect. So it's also smaller than the Gilded Reverie, but I love those decks both.
Can I ask just a question, because I always watch you pull the cards. The borders that they make, do they vary or are they the same?
The borders are the same.
Okay, so they are the same, because when you lay them all out, it just
It just
feels like,
pulls you
yes.
right in.
it feels like they all are connected.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
Okay, Andrew, thank you. Now, Caitlin has a similar question, which is, which decks are the readers using and what elements spoke to you when you chose your favorite set?
Well, going back to the Motherpiece deck,
Are you using that one now?
no, I'm not.
Okay, you're using the right away.
Yes, I am.
What spoke to you with that?
It's just what I first learned then. It's just like, yeah, this is tried and true. They speak to me and it's tried and true.
So
Why
what,
mess with the, just the plain and elegance of working?
and what spoke to you when you chose your favorite deck? What spoke to you about the Motherpiece deck?
The connection with the goddess, with the divine feminine, the roundness, the fullness of the deck.
I got a kick-ass reading from a guy with a Motherpiece
Oh,
deck.
it's just wonderful.
No, but men have no business using that deck. They really, well, it's because there's no men. The only man in the
Yeah,
deck, I think, is the
well-
devil, right?
No, they're I forget which the king.
They're all in that. It's
That's
all-
okay.
Does that matter?
That's all right.
Knights.
It doesn't matter. It's just sort of. I always feel it's a deck that women. I'm not being that. I'm saying that I think it's a deck for women
Yeah, okay.
that men have no business using.
I think men can maybe get in touch with their divine feminine using that deck.
You know what? The Motherpiece feels a little more like a woman's changing room. It's like men just shouldn't be
Shouldn't
here.
be there.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you walk in, it's like, no, you shouldn't be here.
Oh, like, oh,
That's
I'm in the
what-
wrong spot.
Exactly. But there was this guy who was a Taurus years ago. He worked for us for a very short time doing readings. And he used the Motherpiece deck, and I'm like, oh, what's this going to be like? Because he was this very straight-laced business suit kind of guy. And I'm like, what? And he gave me this reading. It was killer. And I was like, how are you able to do this? You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you using right now, and what's your
Again,
favorite?
right now I'm using Rana George's Lenormand. The images come from actual places in Lebanon. And so that's very cool. So that's one of the things that I like. And again, I like the borders. I like the borders that pull me in to the story. That's what I like.
And is this the one that you use all the time?
I've been using it. There were other people whose work I love. I love Carrie Paris's deck. She's got a great, what's the name of it? Siren Song Lenormand.
Okay.
That is, there's got sort of an underwater theme and octopusy sort of theme that is very deep.
Okay.
I love that one as well. But yeah, I usually circulate amongst those three.
Okay. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay. So, anybody else have any questions? I see Richard showed up here. If you have any questions, let us know. So, what were we talking about before?
Well, the different cards.
Yes.
But the,
Cats.
Cats.
No more cats. No more cats.
oh, yes, because I was going to bring up, so ancient Egypt, you must never had a past life there if you're not liking cats.
I'm just not talking about cats.
No.
All right, or ancient Egypt.
No, Egypt I always kind of leave alone. It's a mythology that is. It's. I think everyone needs to learn more. There's something that we still don't quite get about it. The Egyptians are different. The Romans and the Greeks, we get it. Like I think there's enough.
Yes.
But with the Egyptians, everybody I've seen who's played around with Egyptian magic always lived to regret it. It's always been this like, see, you shouldn't have been doing that.
Oh,
That's me. But
interesting.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
We're waiting for more questions. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to write them in. There's nothing else about cats.
All right. Hedgehogs.
No hedgehogs.
Ferrets.
No ferrets.
Birds. Nice little parakeet, parrots. You have to, they live such a long time. You really have to know who's going to be taking care of them after you pass and things.
I got a question.
What?
How do you think we're going to do with the midterms in the fall?
Okay.
Well, it's certainly not straightforward.
No, is it ever?
It's not straightforward. Families divided, but it's just like political parties divided. People disagreeing.
There's going to be some shady stuff happening.
Really?
Yeah,
You think?
yeah.
And it's going to pointing blame. That's,
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of blame.
Okay.
But I see a quite felicitous outcome.
Oh,
I
yes,
like the word
suppose-
I like that word too.
I
And as you were
suppose
saying
It
that,
depends on your perspective, which side you're on. But I'm the one pulling the cards, and therefore, from my perspective, it looks felicitous because I pull a line of 5. That's how I start out. And so for the elections, I decided to use the tower as the significator because the tower in Lenormand is different from the tower in tarot. The tower is here essentially is sort of official business. So I just said, well, that can stand in for elections. So I've got a snake, I've got clouds, that's the funny business that will be attempted. Then I've got the tower, and then our lilies, and then the sun. So whatever funny business there is will be brought to light. I think that there will be cooler, more mature heads. And by mature, I don't mean age-wise, by the way. I don't think that that's the case. But I think there will be, I think this will be brought to light. When I go vertically, I'm looking at the snake, the bed, the souk, which is like a marketplace, and crossroads. So I feel as though there will be lots of backroom deals. You wash my hand, I'll wash your hands. And, but that might lead to people down paths that they didn't necessarily intend that it would lead them down. Then I've got the clouds, the stars, the book, and the anchor. So we may very well have some of these elections where we got to wait and wait and wait, as has happened before, to get returns.
Do we think that we're going to end up with control of the House of Representatives?
Yes,
Okay.
I think we will. Because the final line is the sun, the fish, mice, and then the bouquet at the end, which is a gift.
Okay, nice.
And I'm getting at the end the lover's card, which is good choice.
Okay.
It's a proper choice, but it's after things are taken care of, one step at a time.
Exactly.
You realize that it will put Maxine Waters in charge of.
Yes, I do. And that's, it's not
She'll
funny.
be in charge of the banking
She'll
committee.
be in charge of the banking committee. And I saw someone say, don't, maybe we shouldn't make that public because it'll put a target on her back. There's already a target on her back. I just hope that she is, that's what I'd like to look at. I would like to see if she's going to be divinely protected because everyone knows that that's what, that she will be in
Before we
charge.
get to that, just Alexander has another question. Has anyone worked with the Tarot of Marseille's deck?
No, I have not.
That is, I believe, and I think it's very similar. I have a deck that a friend of mine gave me years ago, and it's very similar. It's an old woodcut. If they would, in the old days, they would actually use, they would cut them on these wood prints. And I do use it on very rare occasions. It's very similar. The old decks have a different power to them. I think that they are really, really good for yes, no questions and for very mundane type of things. One of the reasons why I like the Crowley deck and some of the other ones is they're a little bit higher in vibration. And it's not there's anything like, it's not like the Marseille deck is low. It's just, it's really good for practical day to day. That's be my advice with that. Okay. So
I am drawing on whether Maxine Waters will be safe.
okay.
Well, I'm getting, she's protected by two front and back, so she is protected.
Okay.
But by, I don't know, younger people and less experienced people.
Okay.
Anyway, I have protection.
I agree with you. I also agree with the younger, less experienced people. I think that young people love her, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm getting people
Millennials
around
will
her.
take that bullet that she says that they better aim
Yeah.
the right way
Yeah.
for her because she's quite the sacrificial figure.
Yeah.
And civilizations love that. At least this one does. They love.
Well, I don't want her to be sacrificial. I just love her.
No. She is. Whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
She is a sacrificial figure in the sense because I've got it right in the cards. Woman in the house of cross.
Hmm.
She's speaking truth to power in
Right.
ways that no one else is doing.
Right.
It puts her in a very dangerous position.
Yeah.
So then I have Rider in the house of ship. I think her message will get out. I think she will become louder and people will help with that message. And then I have the dog in the house of the key, which is these young people who will surround her like guardians of angels watching over her. Woman mirrors key.
Mhm.
She will be the answer once she gets in this position and everything, all of his banking records are uncovered. So she is protected, but she is actually serving quite the sacrificial role for us.
I'd be good with her as president. So, Paige Young would like, she wrote in, I would love a message.
Oh.
She wants a message.
Page. Okay. Well, I'm just going to say congratulations because it looks like you're finishing up something and it's all done, and now you get to embark on your new path, and it's a path that it's not exciting and adventurous, but it's for you. It's for you, and it looks like you're starting a new job.
Yeah, I have something similar. I have a scythe, and I have the sun, and I have fish. So it looks as though you have made a decision that is a good one for you, makes you very happy, and is also will result in bounty. And that can be financial bounty, that can be happiness, but yes, good news for you based on a decision that you have made or are about to make. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay, Paige, I hope that helped. Okay, I think we're getting to the hour point. So if anybody else has any other questions, we're good. Oh, okay. Caitlin Creed is asking a frivolous personal question.
Sure.
Will the pilot that I'm working on get picked up?
Okay.
it very well may from an astrological point of view. And I will tell you that we got Uranus and Taurus. I think you're a little bit further into Taurus, but Saturn is making a trine to your sun, which is a really good as far as career. And Jupiter's in Scorpio, which is passing over your moon, and that's a lot of good news. So from my perspective, from astrology, without seeing your whole chart, I would say there's good omens in your future. But with the moon, some sort of good luck comes through a woman. Okay.
For me, I see there's been a lot of waiting, and that's made you more and more and more stressed. However, I do see it picked up. Absolutely, it looks very good.
Cool.
Okay, so Erica, you said that you see a lot of waiting. I see waiting and a lot of work and just like fear that it's like, okay, nothing's happening. But the end is near, I guess. The end is near. And also I'm getting the card of the unknown becomes known. So it feels like a man has something to do with all of a sudden finding an interest in this. And I see if not this, then you will be moving into the future with victory and success. So there is a success here for you.
Okay, Kay, that sounds like it's definitely 3 thumbs up. So, yes. Okay. Well, I think that's probably going to be it for the week.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. So we are, I think our next live one is going to be 2 weeks from now. And hopefully we'll have people a little bit more write-in going on then. But we're going to be recording just a regular podcast next week. So in 2 weeks we'll be live again. And everyone follow us on Facebook and Instagram and everything else that's out there. And thanks everyone for being a part of this today.
Thank you.
Thank you.